What up, everybody? So, I know a lot of people have seen it, post pictures on here from time to time of the fish that I catch living here in Northwest Indiana, right here on Lake Michigan. We got a gem of a fishery, and I get asked all the time what my setups are and things like that. How do I catch them? What do I use? So I'm going to break it down real quick, real easy. One of the tributaries I fish all the time living here in Northwest Indiana is Trail Creek. Trail Creek is located in Michigan City, Indiana, just off of Lake Michigan. And I'll tell you what, it's one of the greatest fisheries I have come to know. For the last 8 years I've lived here. So I'm going to break this down real quick for you guys, show you how to hook up and I set up my creek float rig, and go from there. This is going to be set up on my 9-foot ugly stick paired with a Fluger President size 70 reel, backed with 10-pound braid, and I'm going to show you guys how to do it. I'll get you guys flipped around, show you exactly what I'm going to use, and we'll go from there. Give me just a minute. All right, so just to go through this real quick here. I know I got a bunch of junk in the background. Like I said, I'm using 10-pound braid as my main line. So, barrel swivel, split shots, number 4 specialist Raven hooks. I either use those or number 4 blood runs. I have a 8-gram slip float, my plastic tubing. I'll show you what I use with that, and my leader line, which is going to be 8-pound fluorocarbon. I will explain why fluorocarbon here in just a sec. So that is what I'm going to use to tie up this rig. For the leader line on the fluorocarbon, I always use anywhere between 8 to 10 pound, due to the fact that fluorocarbon is harder to see in the water for these fish, and typically if they can see it, they're likely not going to hit it. And I always use rule of thumb: if they can see me, or if I can see them, they can see me. So give me just a couple minutes. I'm going to tie this up, then I'll walk you guys through it, and go from there. All right, so now that I've got this tied up, I will flip you guys around so you can take a look at it and see how I did this. Give me 1 second. All right, so as you can see, my main line, first rubber tubing, second rubber tubing running into my main line. That is how I secure my float. Main line goes into my barrel swivel, into my leader line, and then hook on the end. Typically, I try to run a 3-foot leader coming off of my barrel swivel. This is just the pattern that I use for my split shots. Comes down, give or take about 3 inches. I put 2, comes down another 4 inches. I put 2, and I got about 2.5 inches there between those two. And then between that bottom split shot and my hook, I have about 6 inches. So that is how I do it. I know there is many other ways to do this and rig this. I have always been told that there is a rhyme or reason to the pattern of how you put your split shots. Me personally, I couldn't tell you the difference. Maybe somebody who's been doing this a lot longer than I have, people who have been doing this more than I have, might be able to explain the rhyme or reason between the split shot pattern. I can't figure it out. All I know is this is, again, the rig that I use. This is how I set it up. I've been very successful with it. And I know that this is a style of float rig that a lot of people use between here, Mishawaka. I mean, they use this all over the place. that I know of for salmon and trout fishing here in Northwest Indiana. So, hopefully that helps somebody, helps people out. Give me just 1 second. I'm going to try to see if I can get this stretched out a little bit to where you can actually see it from top to bottom. And we're going to flip. So again, barrel swivel into my hook. And that is what it is going to look like. Now, depending on what size float you're using, I know there is, a lot of different sizes. Me personally, I use anywhere between 5 to 8 with good water conditions in the creek. If the creek's running fast or if there's high water, I will upsize to either a 12 or a 15. I know there's people who use, 2 gram or something like that. So it all depends on, how your water looks. Is it fast? Is it high? Or is it, doing pretty good? Right now, I know out at the creek, I was just there. It is looking pretty good. Still a little fast in spots, but that 8 gram does float really well. Puts off a good presentation to it. So, if anybody has any questions, feel free to drop me a comment, leave me a message, and I'll do my best to get back to you guys. So, tight lines, everybody. Hopefully 2025 is a great year for everybody.